Good morning everybody. So in our last classes we have discussed about the DNA replication and today we will study about the transcription process. So what is this transcription? So actually the process of synthesizing the RNA from DNA is transcription. That means transcription is the process of copying the genetic information or the biological information present in one strand of DNA into RNA. So the process of synthesizing RNA by using DNA, it is known as transcription. Further, this information that is copied from DNA into RNA, it is utilized for the synthesis of proteins. And the process of synthesizing proteins by using the genetic information present in RNA is known as translation. And this whole process, that is the transcription and translation, it is known as central dogma. So the process of synthesizing RNA from DNA, that is the transcription, and the process of synthesizing proteins from RNA, that is translation. And this whole process, it is known as central dogma. So this transcription process, it is also based on the complementary base pairing between the nitrogenous bases, similar to the DNA replication. But the basic difference between DNA replication and transcription is that during nitrogenous base pairing in DNA replication, the adenine always pairs with thymine, whereas in case of transcription, the adenine always pairs with uracil. So this is the basic difference between the nitrogenous base pairing during the DNA replication process and the transcription. Now, during transcription process, the two strands of DNA, they have different roles. If this strand of DNA, it contains the sequence of nitrogenous bases. If we represent the sequence of nitrogenous bases, say it is A, C, G, A, C, G, A, G, C, T, A and C. Then the complementary nitrogenous bases present on other strand, they will be, that is A pairs with T, C with G, and in the same way G, C, A, T, C with G, G with C, A with again T, G with C, and C with G, the T with A with T, and C with G. So these are the two strands of DNA which have different roles during transcription process. Suppose if, and even we know that these three nitrogenous bases, they forms a codon. So there is one codon, the second codon, the third codon, and fourth codon. And one codon codes for one amino acid. That is one amino acid. So there are four codons, and each of these four codons, they will code for one amino acid. Now, if we want to transcribe these codons, that means we want to synthesize a protein by using these codons present on a strand that is having polarity 3' to 5'. Then how will we decide that on which strand the RNA must be synthesized? That means the which strand have to act as a template strand. Suppose if we take this strand as a template strand, then synthesizing mRNA on this strand will result in, so this is the mRNA synthesized by using this strand as a template. So it is 5' to 3'. Now the T, it will pair with A, the G will pair with C, the C will pair with G, and in the same way this T, it pairs with A, the G pairs with C, C pairs with G, this T pairs with A, C pairs with G, G pairs with C, A pairs with, though in case of replication the A pairs with T, but in case of transcription during the synthesis of RNA, the A pairs with U, that is uracil. The T again pairs with A and the G pairs with C. So we have synthesized the RNA by using this strand as a template. And if we want to use these codons for the synthesis of a protein, then if we match the codons present on this strand and the codons present on this strand, then they are totally complementary to each other. Complementary to each other. So we cannot use this strand as a template if we want to synthesize the protein by using these templates or these codon strands. See, if we use this strand as a template strand, then the mRNA synthesis will be having the codons or the sequence of nitrogenous bases, that is A, it pairs with U, the C pairs with G, G pairs with C, and again A pairs with, in this case, that is U, the C pairs with G, G pairs with C, A pairs with U, G pairs with C, and this C pairs with G, T pairs with A pairs with U, and C pairs with G. Now when we carry out the comparison between the nitrogenous base sequence or the codons present on this strand with the mRNA, then what is the sequence of these nitrogenous bases is, that is, a sequence is TGC, and in this case it is UGC, as U is replaced by T in case of RNA, or T is replaced by U in case of mRNA. Next, that is TGC, again we have the UGC, that is the same sequence. Again we have TCG, here we have UCG, that is the same sequence. Then again we have the ATG, and here we have AUG. So nearly the sequence of nitrogenous bases is similar in this mRNA when it is synthesized by using this strand as a template. So if we want to synthesize a protein by using the nitrogenous bases or the codons present on this strand, then we have to use this strand as a template strand, that is 5' to 3'. Now further, so because we are using this strand or these codons for the synthesis of a protein, so if these codons are used, then this strand, it is known as coding strand. It is known as coding strand. And when mRNA is synthesized on this strand, then this strand becomes our template strand. It becomes our template strand on which the mRNA is synthesized. Further, this strand is, if it is a template strand, then its complementary strand, it is also known as non-template strand. Non-template strand. And in the same sense, if we call this strand as a coding strand, then this template strand, it is non-coding strand. It is also known as non-coding strand. These strands, they are also known as, this non-coding strand, it is known as antisense strand, and this coding strand, it is also known as sense strand. Now during transcription process, an enzyme, that is RNA polymerase enzyme, it carries out the polymerization of ribotriphosphate nucleotides in a direction of 5' to 3'. That means the synthesis of RNA always occurs in a direction of 5' to 3' or 5' to 3'. That means the polarity of template strand, will be opposite to this. That is, the polarity of template strand will be 3' to 5' or 3' to 5'. That is the polarity of our template strand. And the polarity of non-template strand, it will be again the 5' to 3'. This is our non-template strand. So RNA polymerase carries out the polymerization of ribonucleotides in a direction of 5' to 3'. That means RNA is synthesized in a direction of 5' to 3'. Then that means the polarity of our template strand is 3' to 5', and the polarity of non-template strand is 5' to 3' or 5' to 3'. Now further, in this RNA polymerase, in case of prokaryotes, we have only one type of RNA polymerase, and this RNA polymerase in prokaryotes, it synthesizes all three different types of RNA molecules. That is, it synthesizes the rRNA, that is ribosomal RNA. It synthesizes the tRNA, that is transfer RNA, and it also synthesizes the mRNA. So prokaryotes have only one type of RNA polymerase that synthesizes the three different types of RNA molecules, that is rRNA, tRNA and mRNA. But in case of eukaryotes, these eukaryotes have three different types of RNA polymerase, that which are named as RNA polymerase first, RNA polymerase second, and the RNA polymerase third. And these three different types of RNA polymerase, they synthesizes the different types of RNA molecules. So this RNA polymerase first, it synthesizes the rRNA. The RNA polymerase second, it synthesizes the mRNA and the hnRNA. hnRNA is your heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So hnRNA is heterogeneous nuclear RNA, which will later on convert into mRNA only. And RNA polymerase third, it synthesizes the tRNA. And it also synthesizes the snRNA, that is small nuclear RNA, and it also synthesizes the small scRNA, that is small cytoplasmic RNA. Now see, this RNA polymerase, it consists of two parts. That is, if we draw the RNA polymerase, anyhow it can be drawn, then it consists of two parts. That is, this RNA polymerase, it is known as core enzyme or core part, and this is known as sigma part. So this core part of RNA polymerase, it consists of 5 subunits, and these 5 subunits are 2 alpha subunits, 1 beta dash subunit, 1 beta subunit, and 1 omega subunit. Whereas the sigma parts of RNA polymerase, it consists of sigma subunit. Now, this transcription process, it requires a transcription unit, and this transcription unit, it consists of 3 regions, that is a promoter region, structural genes, and terminator region. Now, this promoter region, it always lies towards 5' end of template strand. That is, we can say that it is present the upstream of these structural genes. Further, the terminator region lies towards 3' end of the template strand, that is downstream of structural genes. When we are talking of 5' and 3', it is always said that 5' is present upstream and 3' is present downstream. So promoter region lies towards 5' end of structural genes, that is upstream of the structural genes, and the 3' this terminator region lies towards 3' end, that is the downstream of the structural genes. Sorry, there is one mistake. This promoter region, it lies towards 5' end of non-template. 5 prime end of non-template strand, and the terminator region lies towards 3 prime end of non-template strand. So we can say that promoter lies upstream of the structural genes on non-template strand, and terminator region lies towards downstream of structural genes on non-template strand. And if we say about the non-coding strand or the template strand, then we can say that this promoter lies downstream, that is towards 3 prime end of template strand, that is downstream of structural genes, and terminator region lies towards 5 prime end of template strand, that is the upstream of structural genes. Now come to the requirements of transcription process. So this transcription process, it requires 4 basic things. The first one is an enzyme that is responsible for transcribing the template strand, and this enzyme is the DNA dependent RNA polymerase enzyme. So it is a RNA polymerase enzyme. Second requirement of transcription process is a template DNA strand to be transcribed. So second requirement is template DNA strand to be transcribed. The third requirement of this transcription process is ribonucleotides, ribotriphosphate nucleotides, which undergoes polymerization and results in synthesis of RNA strand, and these ribotriphosphate nucleotides are ATP, GTP, CTP and UTP, that is uracil. Okay. The fourth requirement of this transcription process is some divalent cations such as Mg2 plus ions and Mn2 plus ions, and these cations, they act as cofactors. And are responsible for activation of RNA polymerase enzyme.